would you recommend as a starting book or resource to learn these practical things about cheese making?
There's actually a wonderful woman named Ricky Carroll who runs the New England Cheese Making Company. She's like the Charlie Papazian of the cheese world, and you know, relax, don't worry, have a cheese, I guess. But, she's a wonderful woman, and she takes everyone under her wing to help get you off the ground. And you know, again, don't be intimidated with those first recipes. I do recommend starting with the soft cheeses like a chèvre or a fromage blanc. Those can be produced overnight, and you'll start understanding what's going on here with the whey and the curds. All right. Okay, how about one more here? We're going to wrap up.
Can you talk a little bit more about how with the coffee, did you go to single origins or putting in your Speedway stout, and you know, did you find that by doing the roast differently, you ended up selecting a time to put it into the beer?
Oh, okay, yeah. The question involved the coffee and the types of coffee we use in our Speedway stout. That's a real trial and error that had its real disasters sometimes and then worked out well on other times. But back in the day, and when I was volunteering at Alesmith, they would actually get the grounds and we were adding them directly into the secondary, like kind of dry hopping, but dry coffee roasting. And what we found with that was we lacked the control we needed to really make this beer consistent. Sometimes it would infuse wonderfully. A couple times the bags broke. Have fun with that. Grounds everywhere. So we have since moved to a different method, and I should mention perhaps Ryan Brothers. They're a local roasting company, a lot like Alesmith. Small scale, high quality, artisan people doing this. We get our coffee from Ryan Brothers. Right now we're using a Mexican Chiapas and a Sumatran blend. We're looking for more chocolatey type notes rather than roasted notes because Speedway's already providing the roast with all that roasted barley. So that's what we're going on. Right now we're experimenting with adding a Brazilian estate bean to Speedway because it's unbelievable chocolate. It's almost like hot chocolate in a cup when you make that Brazilian estate that Ryan Brothers can get for us. So we're experimenting with that. Perhaps some of you are familiar with a single origin bean Speedway we did, which is the Kopi Luwak bean. It's the world's rarest coffee. It was in that movie, The Bucket List. And cups of this coffee go for $50 a piece in Japan and Indonesia, Australia. And I got hold of, I have about 50 pounds of that at $140 a pound sitting in my office right now under lock and key. And that's a $7,000 bag of coffee. The bean is consumed by an Asian palm civet off of the branch in the fruit form, and it passes through his digestive system and is collected from the jungle floors of Indonesia. Okay, that sounds pretty gross, doesn't it? However, this is a fruit-eating animal, and the material that's encased around the bean is more of a parchment. It's been sun-dried and has no, it's not organic anymore. You don't even want to know what the guys on Rapier call that beer. Ooh, I love those guys big time. Anyway, this bean, by passing through the body, apparently the stomach enzymes have now debittered it to an extent. And also, nature gives that Asian palm civet the higher ability to pick a perfectly ripe berry than a human could. So they know which berries to eat. It's a very uniform bean for that reason. So we are experimenting with single origins. We're having a bottle designed for Speedway now that's going to have a gold sash around it called Special Edition. And we're going to start putting single varietal coffees through that line. So the Kopi Luwak Speedway is going to appear sometime after label approval, which hopefully the TTB will grant us. Yeah, we'll stay away from certain words. That's for sure. And so it is an interesting component. But I think we're going to make way for our next speaker. I want to just thank you so much for attending today's talk. I hope I gave you a little bit of something to take back with you and to foster that creativity when you get home to your home brew houses. Thank you.